Spring 2026 until March 2027 is the final step in the current 8-year cycle cleansing of Earth. This stage started at the end of 2019 to allow the first light blast to become fully anchored in the summer of 2020, hence why the sun in the sky became white and no longer yellow. In our teaching of the book Angelic Pearls 144 on page 108, you will see the diagram of the Venus 5-pointed star that I drew in relation to this cycle. This is what the Seraphim showed me when I ascended, and for those of you who are new to this channel, you can learn about that in the beginning of that book. The first date of this cycle starts at the top of the star with the date of June 3rd, 2020. Each of the dates shown on the diagram represents an alignment between Earth and Venus, with Venus covering Earth like a swan's wing of beautiful light to emit this flood of light codes on humanity. The start of this cycle engaged the great divide within the collective consciousness. And this is what is the battle of the light. As this light rained down, there were those who resisted it, and then there are those who accepted it by way of awakening. So let's backtrack a little bit and have you guys think back to what you went through, what events happened in your life during these dates. As Earth danced with Venus during this 8-year cycle, an influx of light shifted Earth mostly during the next cycle, which would have been September 2021 through April 2022. May 2023 to September 2023, and then now this current cycle, spring 2026 until March of 2027, with it going to hit its peak of this October. As we are coming into alignment with Venus for October of 2026, these dense energies within the collective consciousness are being shaken up like a snow globe. The emotions are pinging back and forth throughout all of the collective, meaning those of you who are currently still plugged into this collective consciousness. This causes people to go from a moment of excitement to anger, then to a deep depression within a few hours, and for some of you within one single hour or just 30 minutes. What is happening is this energy must filter through the collective for it to acknowledge within humanity itself, so it can then become transmuted. Once it is transmuted, it can then be lifted in the golden bowl of the 24 elders, which they go over in that book, and they will then recycle this newly transmitted grit and pour it over Earth like concrete to form a new foundation. Now let me pause for a minute and explain that what you guys who are going through this, what you guys are feeling, you have to understand it's not your own emotion. You have to see it as simply energy. And we go over this in the Ascension Symptoms Manual, that stop trying to label it as an emotion or try to attach it to someone or something or an event outside of yourself that's causing this, and see it simply as energy. This is part of the reprogramming that is happening right now. For the 1% that is not plugged into the collective consciousness, and this is due by divine design because we have to have you guys fully plugged into your higher mind via this pillar of light, because you are these like the radio towers that have to be able to pull those signals to then allow that song to play on the radio station that are in people's cars. See the vehicles, the cars, as the human collective. These are the bodies. So as these cars are driving and moving about the grid of Earth, they need to be able to hear the song on the radio. That song, these are these bioenergetic fields, this energy, these waves, these signals, okay? I don't have the right labels, guys, because I see it because I'm an oracle. So I'm just trying to go with whatever label can best match it. So don't take it literally. So you in the car, you have to be able to hear these signals. You have to be able to receive these upgrades, to receive these higher frequency waves. But some of you, you can't understand, you can't hear the radio. You cannot hear the song. There's a lot of static. And what is that static? That static is this blockage that is within your energy body and your mental body, okay? So if you really want to learn about how to work through that, That's what these books are for. That's what they are designed to do. You also have, I can mention my beautiful friend, Tiffany Tin. She has a lot of beautiful classes that helps with healing. But you have to remember, anyone you go to, guys, it's not a one and done fix. You know, these teachers are designed to be put in place to show you the tools. But you have to therefore then continue to use those tools, continue to go within yourself, because you have the tool shed inside. But you have to go within and take responsibility and do it on your own. You can't just expect that one treatment or that one session to be a one and done. That's not how this works. And for some people, it takes many lifetimes. So moving on, for the 1% that's not plugged into the collective consciousness, they are observing the collective riding these states of emotional purgatory from a state of an onlooker. So for the spiritual teachers out there, you will observe that your light worker students are starting to fall off the wagon from their once dedicated path. For others that are part of this 1%, you're going to start to see some of these people that you had in your life just slowly just start to separate, okay? And that is because for some of these people, they get lost, okay? That doesn't mean they can't find their way back. It's just, you just have to just be patient and just trust in the divine, and that everyone is where they need to be. As long as this world remains in duality, our family of light from other places and spaces, they cannot intervene. As much as some people are like, oh, I'm praying for this, or why can't, the people from the stars and all this, whatever you want to call it, come in. Well, because there is an order out there, okay? There are universal laws. And as long as free will reigns here, then they cannot get involved. The gods cannot intervene. The angels cannot intervene, the shining ones, whatever you want to call it. It has to be humanity's decision as a collective to turn towards either love or to continue in repetitive cycles of chaos. As long as states of duality reside, so too the doorway for the brothers of darkness to come and weave their little webs, okay? And the way that they play is they play with you by way of your mind. This in turn will fuel your emotions. Always remember that if you are receiving messages, they should always leave you in a state of bliss, love, upliftment, and happiness. Never should they leave you in states of fear, sadness, doubt, or unsteadiness. Those states are infiltration by way of the ego, which is stirred by hands of the darkness. However, these hands are also divinely designed to break you. Why? Because only the strongest will be lifted after this cleansing and prepared as the teachers of the new earth. And this is a code when I say new earth. Do not take it literally. This has several meanings. Now, returning back to the 24 elders, if you turn to read the Pearl Code 10 chapter in Angelic Pearls 144 book, you will notice the code that I drew for the Pearl Code 10. Now, this is seen within the opening of the Venus star displayed on the screen. And when the Venus 8-year cycle completes, then at the top, the doorway will open. It will open a gateway into the great central sun, which is this bowl that will be filled with this beautiful Christos honey, this Christos light, and this will be that light flood. The ark you are preparing is your own earth body. So in order for that earth body to become new, to become a new earth, okay, this is what we're talking about. But in the case, due to our teachings that we brought forth in the Emerald Tablets, where it was fully decoded as part of the 144 Divine Pomander, we are now on the 36,000 year cycle of the divine time. And this is a time when the Christos gate is fully opening for the intellect of mankind to completely shift. This is again part of this battle of the light. This is a time when King Arthur, the bear, awakens from its hibernation, hungry for the honey. And all of that is fully taught in that book, the Emerald Tablets 144 Divine Pomander. So you can look for the deciphering of King Arthur and the bear and the honey in that. The human auras are getting more electrified due to the exchange of this bioenergy from the light codes that are raining down, and that have been raining down over these past 8 years. This causes the central nervous system to become extremely sensitive. As the light bodies of those who chose to accept this light are expanding, so too are these new sensations. Until the brain programs these new energetic signals, it will cause anxiety and confusion to the mind. This is because it is designed to protect you and will confuse higher frequencies with states of fear and overstimulations. Please reference the Ascension Symptoms Manual for better understanding of your ascension when it comes to spiritual related symptoms as well as spiritual housekeeping techniques. The human aura was studied prior to the year 1923 by the doctor that I have displayed on the screen. He has done beautiful research. For any of you who have studied his work, it's very, very good. He speaks of the inner and the outer aura and how auras of other consciousnesses affect them, such as minerals, crystals, right? That's a prime example. The Seraphim, they teach this in the books as the nonlinear electromagnetic fields 1 and 2. When you place a crystal in your energetic field, its aura and yours will merge to form as one. Therefore, crystals are really great tools for those of you who are very highly sensitive, such as empaths, because you guys are walking transmuters. So every time you go out in public, you are just pulling from everybody's energy, especially right now more than anything, and especially for those of you who live in the city, a place where you don't have a lot of nature, because the trees help with this transmutation, but it's really, really hard on those of you who live in the city and not near nature. So crystals work really good for you guys. Also water. Water is really good soaking your feet in salt water, or of course the best is obviously taking those salt baths. Now the storm is going to touch down in fall of 2026. What you're feeling now is just simply the windstorm of this chaos prior to the upcoming storm. Now, it doesn't matter, guys, what the storm will be. All that matters is who you will be during it. There are those during a storm that get lost and because they stay focused on the storm. But then you have those that stay focused on the light. They are able to still see light during that storm. And they know that after the storm, there will be a rainbow. But you have to focus your energy on that. Many are complaining about how they feel instead of going within and remembering who they are and why they are here. Instead, they are allowing the darkness to keep their divinity in a cage not made of iron, but of emotional fog, a fog so thick that it made you forget who you are. And so I end this with one short but powerful message from the angels. God only gives battles to his warriors, not to the weak. Remember who you are. Remember the light. Be it. Be one.